is an economic crisis and a return of the cost of living crisis going to be an issue, or the biggest issue that the contenders will have to manage and deal with in this coming election?
I think that's certainly going to be a big part of it, of course. The economic situation, some of the downturn we've seen during this 4.5-month crisis. But we have 2 more months to go before they elect somebody. And these tariffs by the reciprocal tariffs at 25%, the steel and aluminum tariffs, the foreign car tariffs, the 25% tariff on Mexico, which of course affects Korea quite a bit from manufacturing that is done in Mexico that is then exported to the United States. This is going to cause a real hit to the Korean export economy. And I think it'll be a big issue in the election campaign because they will want to know how the president or the potential presidents in Korea are going to deal with this.
I wanted to ask you pretty well that question. I mean, as far as I can see from looking back at the envelope figures, Korea is such an export-dependent economy and such dependence upon the United States for exports, you're almost certainly going to be in a recession within a couple of months. And what can either of the two parties, the PPP or the DPK, what can they actually offer Korean voters to unify them and to get out of this economic situation? Because it seems to me we're going from one form of crisis to another form of crisis, which is the elections, which will be heightened by an economic recession.
I think that, David, I think that's right. I think that's right. I mean, all they can offer at this time is to talk about how if they are the leader of the country, they will come to the United States and find a way to cut a deal with Donald Trump. An acting president, Han Duck-soo, who I think is a wonderful bureaucrat, I know him personally. Trump is just not going to meet with an acting president who won't be in office in 2 months. So it really is a matter of getting this election done as soon as possible, and then for the new president of South Korea to immediately request a meeting to come to the White House to meet with Donald Trump. I mean, one of the things that the Koreans have on their side is they do have, tens of billions of dollars in investment in the United States. And by the way, in red states in the United States, where they've created many, I think it's somewhere along the lines of 80,000 American jobs, done a lot for the economies of these states, and that's a very important factor. On the other hand, when the Prime Minister of Japan went and met Trump and he said, "I'm going to put $1 trillion of investment into the United States," it didn't help Japan. Japan got hit with a 24% reciprocal tariff yesterday. So it's unclear if that strategy will work, but that's about the only thing that either contender can go with at this point.